Hello and good morning. Thank you for tuning into CNN News 18. I'm Shan Elizabeth Matthew. Let's begin this bulletin with the top news this hour, which is in a major boost for ties. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will reach Mauritius as a chief guest for its 57th National Day. Now, Prime Minister Modi last visited Mauritius in 2015, and Modi will also, in fact, hold talks with Prime Minister Naveen Chandra Ramgumla, and some of the major announcements are expected in the fields of maritime domain, and Prime Minister Modi is also expected to hold a community event in Mauritius. Now, a breaking input we are getting with regards to this. Now, Prime Minister Modi has left for Mauritius, and Prime Minister has left for the island nation after around midnight as he embarked on a two-day trip to Mauritius. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the visit will open a new and bright chapter in the ties between the two nations. All right, so I'm now joined by CNN News 18 Siddhant Mishra on this broadcast. Siddhant, a very good morning to you. The Prime Minister has in fact embarked on a two-day visit to Mauritius. What is really on agenda as far as this visit is concerned? All right. Yes, Siddhant, could you hear me? All right, there seems to be some audio connection issue with Siddhant Mishra at this point, but Prime Minister, these are the visuals of Prime Minister embarking on Mauritius for two-day visit. I'm now joined by CNN News 18 Siddhant Mishra. Yes, Siddhant, could you please take us through the agenda of the Prime Minister's visit?
Has put your...
So these are the visuals of Prime Minister who has in fact embarked on the two-day visit to Mauritius, and Modi has in fact left for the island nation after around midnight, and these are the visuals that we are getting at this point. And as he embarked on a two-day trip to Mauritius, Prime Minister Modi said that the visit will open a new and bright chapter in the ties between the two nations. I'm now joined back with my colleague Siddhant Mishra. Siddhant, take us through what is really on agenda as far as this trip of Prime Minister to Mauritius is concerned.
Well, Prime Minister Modi has embarked on a two-day visit to Mauritius as a chief guest for the National Day celebrations. This visit of Prime Minister Modi is the second state visit as the chief guest of Mauritius's National Day celebration. In fact, an Indian naval ship will make a port call at Port Louis to celebrate the occasion. A marching contingent from Indian Navy, along with an Indian Navy helicopter, Akash Ganga skydiving team from the Indian Air Force, and team of NCC cadets will also participate in the celebrations that will take place tomorrow. Last year, President Draupadi Murmu was the chief guest for the National Day of Mauritius. India and Mauritius have uniquely close cooperation in maritime security, development partnership, capacity building, cooperation in international fora, vibrant cultural exchange, and people-to-people ties. The close bond between the two countries are especially evident in the numerous India-assisted development projects also, Sharon, that dot the Mauritius landscape. For Mauritius, India is a first responder. India has traditionally been the first responder for Mauritius in times of crisis, including during the recent COVID-19 and Cyclone Shido. There are commercial relations between India and Mauritius. India is among the largest trading partners of Mauritius. Mauritius is the second largest source of FDI into India for the year 2023-2024. In fact, both countries are also cooperating in the domain of space. In fact, India and Mauritius have had established telemetry tracking and telecommand station for satellites and launch vehicle. There is also very strong people-to-people ties, Sharon. Indian origin people comprise nearly 70% of the island's population of 1.3 million people. India have been assisting Mauritius in development projects, capacity building, and in various other domains. Perhaps this is the second visit of Prime Minister Modi to Mauritius. Last he visited Mauritius was in the year 2015. So this is the first visit in a decade. Mauritius is a very, as I said before, has a uniquely close cooperation with India. It's a strategic partners with India. There is also an economic agreement between the two countries. Prime Minister Modi, on his arrivals at Port Louis, will be holding some of the key engagements with the officials or from the Mauritius government, Sharon, and in fact he will also be he will also be going for the wreath laying and tree plantation. He will meet His Excellency Dharam Gokul, the President of Mauritius. Prime Minister is also going to hold community event in Port Louis. And in fact, today only he is going to meet the Prime Minister Naveen Chandra Ramgoolam. Tomorrow, the Deputy Prime Minister of Mauritius will call on Prime Minister Modi. Tomorrow, there are delegation-level talks and MOUs that will be exchanged between the two sides. It is followed by the press statement, inauguration of Civil Service College. Later, Prime Minister will participate in the National Day parade. So it's an action-packed 2-day visit of Prime Minister Modi to Mauritius. We could expect some key announcement in the maritime domain. In fact, there's an island, Sharon, in Mauritius. The name of the island is Agalega Island, and India is developing that island. In fact, last year there was an inauguration of airstrip, jetty service, and other key infrastructure projects that India has built on that island.
All right. Many thanks, Siddhant, for getting us all those details. We also have an interview with Siddhant Mishra. He spoke to a minister in Mauritius. Let's listen in.
He is set to visit Mauritius. Perhaps talk to us about the preparations that are underway in your country.
See, Mauritius and India share a very unique and special relationship. And that dates back since the 1948, even before our independence. So, and there has been, during those, since 1948, a lot of collaborations and cooperations between the two countries. So this is for us a very special moment, and it's an honor as well for the country that PM Modi has accepted the invitation from our Prime Minister, Dr. Naveen Ramgoolam.
Sir, talk to us about the value this visit will add to India-Mauritius relationship.
You see, as I've said, since 1948, there have been a lot of collaborations and cooperations between the two countries. You know very well that India has been helping Mauritius in terms of financial assistance and training and in various sectors. There are also financial assistance with regards to infrastructural projects that are still ongoing here in Mauritius and being financed by India. A few examples would be, for example, the metro project. Also the cyber tower. There's the airstrip and the jetty on the island of Agalega. So these are projects, a few examples of a few projects that have been financed by India, right? Either in terms of loans or grants. So now the two leaders, the Prime Minister Modi and the Prime Minister of Mauritius, Dr. Naveen Ramgoolam, are giving a new orientation to that relationship. We are not talking about the traditional relationship of having economic and trade or cultural bilateral agreements between the two countries. Now we are talking about a special relationship. We are talking about signing a strategic partnership agreement on economic development and also maritime security.
Since you spoke about maritime security, defense maritime security is a very important component of India-Mauritius relationship. Can we expect some big announcement during Prime Minister Modi's visit?
Well, definitely both countries, you know, Mauritius has a very wide economic exclusive economic zone.
Yeah.
We are talking